Tayva, why don't you go first? You
Hold
have
on.
to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I had to figure it out. This is a little different. Okay. You want me to go first? All
Yeah.
right. Well, many of you have heard my story, but some haven't. I would say about maybe almost 20 years ago now, maybe before that, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And that was the first kind of big diagnosis I got. And I was very familiar with rheumatoid. My mother had it. She was crippled from rheumatoid, and she actually passed away just a couple years older than I am now from complications from RA. So uh, we both cried when I was diagnosed with RA because we both knew what I was in for. She felt so bad for me. And anyway, I started down that journey, going to the doctor all the time. I was on lots of medications. Um, and of course, with lots of medication comes weight gain and all those things. And I was tired and fatigue and headaches and heartburn and constipated and so many other things. But Janille was the photographer for my daughter's weddings. And my girls told me that she was posting about something on Facebook that was making her feel better. And they wanted to try it, and they wanted me to try it with them. And I said, no, I am not doing anything like that. And but I was watching and very intrigued, and I started doing a little research, and I finally reached out to Janille and said, okay, I want to do what you're doing. And I started taking Plexus, and I was totally thinking that it was all about weight loss, and I didn't really lose any weight, but I kept going because I started feeling so good. I started sleeping better. I started going to the bathroom regularly. Um, I started just having more energy. I wasn't sleeping, looking forward to getting back into bed every day. There were just so many changes happening that I just kept taking it. And then I added another, that was triplex. I started on triplex. And then I added another product called Ease, which is an anti-inflammatory. And I would say about 6 weeks after I added that product, I had a blood test where my inflammation levels were significantly lower than they had been in all the years I had been on medication. And I was so happy and surprised and excited. And I started weaning off all of my medication. And for the past, I would say 6.5 years, I have been medication free and in remission and totally using Plexus as my main source of relief for my rheumatoid arthritis. And it's been a miracle and a wonderful, wonderful thing to discover. And of course, now my whole entire family and friends are all taking it as well. And that is my story. I'm a lifer.
Tayva.
Tayva, there was a question asked. Janelle asked, how much Ease do you take daily?
Now I take between 4 and 6 a day. It depends on how I'm feeling, honestly. If I'm feeling a little achy, I take more. If I'm just feeling great, I take 2 in the morning and 2 at night. When I first started, I took 9 a day, 3 in the morning, 3 in the middle of the day, and 3 before bed. And I was super consistent with that. I had read that you needed to have a loading dose, and that's what I did. And that was super effective for me. But I don't take that much anymore.
Tayva, thank you.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to share, you guys. Seriously, if I never shared, then she would have never heard it. Seriously, it's crazy when you think about that. Okay, so I mean, it's interesting because Tayva's one of the first people that started with me. So me and her have kind of been on this journey together. But when I started, I actually so it's quite a while now. It's been almost 9 years, which is crazy, right? I started because I had struggled with like severe bad like tummy issues. I'd get these like crazy episodes where it's gross, sorry. I would literally throw up, have diarrhea, And I just like would never know when these episodes would happen. They happen often, anywhere from, you know, multiple times a month to, I just never knew when they were going to happen. And so I started on the journey like Tayva did, like going to see doctors. And honestly, they didn't know. There was like all my test results came back normal, but obviously it's not normal to be like throwing up so many times a month or even a year. And what was interesting alongside of that, I had really bad periods. I had endometriosis, and I would also get physically sick with those periods too, because the pain was so bad. So not only was I getting sick with my periods, I was getting sick with my stomach issues. And I struggled with that whole like bloating thing every single night. I felt like I was like 5 months pregnant every single night. And it just was like on this struggle bus and no answers. Honestly, I like went to so many doctors and they're like, there was just like, you just have a sensitive stomach. And that's just kind of what I was told. I did a lot of elimination diets and just nothing really helped. And then, I mean, I knew gut health would help, but I had tried probiotics from other companies and just nothing ever changed. And so then I saw Plexus from a friend and I thought it was all about weight loss. And while like I was that type of person is like you diet and exercise to lose weight. So I was like, I'm not going to take a drink to lose weight. So I was like, I'm not even going to look at that. But once I actually looked into it, because I was breastfeeding a baby at a time. And so I needed to make sure that it was healthy for a breastfeeding baby. My baby was like 4 months old. And so that was like one of the core things that was really important to me. And Plexus is like super, super clean, which I love so much about them. And so, yeah, I gotta say, like, once I started Plexus within a few months, I like literally haven't had an episode in what, it's been 9 years. Like after the first, month and a half, I was like episode free. I don't struggle with the bloating. I don't have diarrhea. Like I haven't had an episode. Like I don't even actually, like, people get food poisoning. Like I haven't even thrown up in like 9 years. Like that's how long it's been, which is crazy because people still get like food poisoning. Like I haven't even gotten that. I mean, that's its own story, but so and then like my periods, you guys, like I have normal periods. Like I don't even have to take any medication for any of the pain. I used to take prescription pain meds every time I was in period. I'd be out in my bed for 2 days. I'd be throwing up, super sick. Like my life is completely normal, which is crazy. I used to struggle with crazy anxiety and have panic attack about my stomach issues, multiple panic attacks. I don't struggle with any of that anymore. And to know like everything stems from gut health was insane. I also lost 40 pounds twice. I also struggled with, I didn't even say this, infertility. My husband got sick with cancer and my whole Plexus journey when I first started, and he used Plexus to support him in a lot of his symptoms through cancer, which was amazing. He didn't have to take any prescription meds other than his like chemotherapy. He used Plexus to support himself through that. And then you guys, like I told you, I had infertility. I got pregnant naturally, even after my husband, who was on chemo, who told us it would be like an 80% chance that he would go sterile. I struggled with infertility, had to use fertility medication, and we got pregnant naturally. And so I have my fourth boy after that all, which is crazy. Like I can't, it just like blows my mind to think about like the journey that I'm on and like this health journey that I've been on over the last 9 years, what it would be like if I didn't have Plexus and this gut health. Like Tayva said, I'm a lifer too, because I will never want to know what my life would be like without it, without gut health. It's been amazing. So, which leads to my next point is why I wanted to talk about this product. So I'm going to talk about a product now. And because this product has been so life-changing, like gut health has been seriously like huge for me. I wanted to talk about Probio5. Now, Probio5, I'm not like an ingredient guru, but I did look up some ingredients because I was like, why is this ingredients in there? So what it is 5 healthy strains of probiotics, which aids in, killing the bad bacteria and feeding the good, right? And it also, what's so great about this probiotic is it's not just like a plain probiotic. It actually has digestive enzymes in it, like an enzyme blend in it that actually helps break down the bad so it can feed your body, right, with the good bacteria, which is pretty cool. I actually have never really researched the enzymes in it because I just know it works, guys. Like that's kind of how I go. But I wanted to kind of look at it so you guys would understand like why these enzymes are really good and why they specifically can help you and the ways that they can help you. These digestive enzymes in it will help break down the bad and help also like balance the insides. And you need that because the insides are sometimes really, really hard to kill. And so if you don't have that, like it's really hard for the probiotics to actually work, which is why this probiotic is so life-changing for so many people because it actually works. And I don't know if you know this, but in our gut is where most of our inflammation stems from. So this is an important part of your regimen. So if you're not taking Probio5, like it's really, really important. And I have to tell you guys this. So remember I told you I had like super bad diarrhea, like tummy issues galore. Starting this product was really, really hard for me, like really hard. I would take a half of probiotic and a half of Probio5 and I would be like really, really sick. So I had to go super slow, but I understood what these ingredients were going to do to my body. So it was really important. I knew this product would be life-changing for me if I just could get through that detox. And that detox is really important to break down and through that liver and all that kind of stuff because our body needs to get that junk out of it. So if you do actually have detox with this product, that means it's actually working, which is kind of scary because you're like, oh my gosh, it's making me sick. But no, it's actually breaking down the bad and it's being processed through your liver. So if we have that understanding, then we actually know that this product is working. And I take anywhere from 4 to 6 still to this day. Usually during the holidays, I'll up it and then I'll go. I've never gone down to 2. I'm kind of scared to do it, but I take 4 a night. And like there's every once in a while when I get sick, I'll take 2 in the morning just because I know like your immune system stems from your gut health. So this product again is life-changing. It also has like grapeseed oil, and I was kind of learning about grapeseed extract in it. And it has polyphenols, has vitamin C in it. It has yeah, so it has a lot of really great stuff in here. So if you haven't taken Probio5, this is your sign to start it. So, am I missing anything else, anyone?
It has serapeptase in it too, I heard.
Yeah, that's in the enzyme blend,
Okay.
which actually breaks down the shell of Candida, which is really, really.
Oh, okay. Okay. And I know serapeptase is great for like anti-inflammatory. So I like that
Oh,
too.
yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I've seen a lot of people go through detox, and I've only ever had one person in all the time that I've been doing this who had that reaction that you said that you did, where you take a half and you get sick.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just swapped her to Vital Biome to try to build her confidence and get some good bacteria in, and then try to go back to Probio5. But so my question is, did you like get nauseous immediately when you took it or no?
I didn't get like physically sick. I just felt really, really bloated and feverish.
As a result of
And I'd had
it?
really like I already struggled with diarrhea, so it wasn't that bad, but I would get like really, really worse diarrhea.
Okay.
So what I did was like I couldn't even take the slim. So I literally had to start one product at a time. It was so sad. It took me it took me months. I started with Probio5. I took half every other day until I could take a full every day. And then once I was able to take a full every day, then I would do 2. And then it took me about 8 months to get up to 4, but I started seeing really good results within a few months. It was pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that's kind of how I had to do every product. I even had to do that with a slim. So every product that I've taken, even to this day, I must be like a very sensitive person to products. I don't know. I even have to do that with a lot of our products now, but I know the benefits and the ingredients and how clean they are. So it just takes me a second, but
Well,
I can recall the reaction.
That's good to hear, because detox kind of scares some people sometimes when
Yeah, it is. Because you're like, you feel like it's not normal to feel sick from something or feel icky. But if you understand what it's actually doing to your body, then it's part of the detox process, which is really, really important for our body.
Right. Yeah.
You want that junk out. Yuck. You want it out.
Exactly. It tells us we're on the right track.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. You guys, that's so good. And isn't it nice to hear stories that if you have someone that is dealing with something similar, you have a resource, you have someone to connect with, to ask, those questions about what would you recommend or can you help me? And so it's so nice to hear stories, and both of your stories are so inspiring, and it's important that we're sharing our stories also, right? Because we have that gift that we can share with others. And again, if Janelle would have kept that a secret, then Tayva wouldn't have had the incredible successes that she shared, that she has had for years now. And so what a gift Janelle was able to give Tayva. So don't be selfish and don't keep that to yourself. Because it truly, Megan just said it, a huge ripple effect of the people that you can impact because you shared with even just one person. And so there you have it. You guys, thank you. This concludes kind of the team just sharing part of it with the testimonies, the product information piece. We are going to shift now to doing a little bit of business training, and we're still sticking with our social media September. So if you want to stay on for that, if you're interested in the business, or if you're just interested in having your products paid for and getting a few friends to share, that you share with to join you, stay on, because I'm going to chat with you. So this is just kind of, I want to make sure we've got those of you on who are wanting a little extra oomph, and then we'll do some work with me at the end of that too. So I just want to talk to you for a minute about, and some of you have probably heard this, but always, I think it's such a great reminder. And I always have to remind myself to get back to it also. But when I first started with Plexus, I was not reaching out to people. I literally was doing a post, and I would have, I kid you not, 3 to 6 people reaching out from each post that I did. And literally that went on for about 6 months, and people kept saying to me, it's going to stop and you're going to need to message people. And I'm like, no, I'm not ever going to have to message people. I'm just going to keep posting and people are just going to keep swarming. Okay, well, it stopped, but I still had a 6-month run where I had a lot of people joining. And honestly, I will tell you, it was because of the way that I was posting. And I'm not going to take credit for it. I'm going to give all the credit to Tamara Holloway, because she happened to be the first person that I went to a Super Saturday. She was there and she was training on social media and how to post. And it resonated with me. This was even before I decided I was joining, but I heard her talking about it and I'm like, I can do that. And so the person who was never going to share the business heard Tamara talk about how she was posting. And I'm like, that's easy. I can do that. And so then I went and I did it, and it was easy. And so when you're thinking of posting, I want you to think about what problems you can help solve for people, right? A lot of times we're just out there sharing our story and sharing our story and sharing our story and sharing our story. And not everybody is going to relate to our story. And when I'm just telling my story every single time I'm posting, I'm not really solving anyone's problem. Give me just a second. Rob's on the phone out there. He should be in here, by the way. I hope I have him watch this recording, but he's talking really loud. And so I'm going to shut the office door, so I have to not hear him. Okay. So what I found is that, how many of you have ever been fishing? We've been fishing before? So when you go fishing, you're going to put on some sort of bait, right? And it's going to catch some type of fish. I'm not going to put on a bass bait and expect that I'm going to catch, I don't know, what's a salmon. I just made up fish. So I'm not going to expect that I'm going to catch a salmon with a bass bait on my hook. I'm expecting that I'm catching a bass, right? So I want you to think about that. And I know this sounds like just such a terrible analogy, but it's a good one. And it really makes you think about it when you're posting. Think about what kind of bait are you putting on that hook or the post? And like, what problem are you solving tonight for people? And I don't mean 10 problems that you're trying to solve in one post. I mean one problem that you're going to solve tonight with the post that you do. And tomorrow night, you could solve a different problem. One, not 5, not 3, not even 2, not 10, but one problem that you can solve for people. It can be your experience, or it can be someone else's experience, because we just heard Janille share her story. We heard Tayva share her story. We've heard a lot of other people share their stories. So it doesn't have to be, well, gosh, I don't have that problem, so I can't help somebody solve it. Oh, no, right? We know we can solve multiple problems for people that aren't things that we're dealing with. So for example, one of my problems, right, was that I was addicted to sugar. I was addicted to pop. I'm sure you've heard my story, but I was a huge pop addict. So, are there other people out there that are addicted to pop or soda or Oreo cookies, or I don't know, what are some other things? Donuts, cupcakes, sugar, right? Do you think that's a problem that people want help solving? Yes or no? Yeah, right? It is definitely a problem that we could help solve for people. So that's the bait I'm putting on the hook tonight, that I'm going to throw out into the ocean of the World Wide Web. And I'm going to see who it is that I might be able to help with that. And so when I'm focused just on one thing, people are going to stop their scroll more than something that's like this long. Can't see both hands, but you get the idea, right? And it's got like 10 different things that it's listing. So for a post to show that I've solved my issue, my problem of literally being addicted to pop for 40 plus years, I'm going to take a picture of the Coke case at the store. And my post is simply going to be, it's crazy for me to think that for the past 8.5 plus years, I have left that case of Coke on the shelf. Recovered addict, hashtag, right? Hashtag recovered addict. Because that's going to make the person who keeps saying to themselves, I need to get rid of my pop addiction. I need to stop drinking pop. I have to do something different. I blah, 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 blah. All of those things, it's going to help them to think, okay, she did it. Maybe I need to ask her about that crazy thing she keeps talking about, because I need to stop this. That's one example. Another example, and then I'm going to ask you to throw out a problem and we'll kind of solve it together, right? Another problem. My husband, not even 50 at the time that we started Plexus Products, was coming home and every single night for a few months had been sitting in his recliner, getting nice and comfy after work and falling asleep for 2+ hours. Okay, well, that's a problem. We had young kids. I had also been at work. We had housework to do. Like, that was just tough on our marriage, on our relationship, on a lot of different things. Do you think that's happening out there? Men and women? And if I'm being honest, right, it was also me. I would come home, I wouldn't sit in the recliner and take a nap, but I would sit on the couch and never move and just stare at the TV for the next 5 hours before I would go to bed. So it could have been me also, but it's way more fun to do a post about my husband and make him look bad instead of me. So I did. And the bait that I put on my hook that night was for those people who were coming home at the end of the workday and literally having zero motivation, zero energy, and probably even taking a nap. Benicia said, oh, that was me. Naps after work before I made dinner. And Megan just raised her hand. So when I put a post like this out, you guys, who are people that are going to be paying attention? Benicia, Megan, whoever else would come home from work and just have zero motivation. They're the ones who, even if they don't reach out to me, they're watching. Erin's waving her hand. It was her too. So again, people start watching when you're hitting their pain points, right? And we're not hitting their pain points to be mean. We're hitting their pain points to have them stop and start paying attention. Maybe there is something to this whole thing. Maybe she hasn't been talking out of the side of her mouth for the last 8.5 years. Maybe I should ask her a question. So a post like that would look like a picture of his empty recliner. There's no products involved. There's, it's just his empty recliner. And my post is very simple. Hallelujah, this chair has been lonely for the last few months. No more naps needed. Or wouldn't it be nice to have a lonely recliner too? Or have you been keeping your recliner company? I have a solution for you. So again, that's going to make those people who that is their problem, that is their pain point, stop and pay attention. What's a problem that we could solve for people? Will you throw it in the chat? Oh, Megan already did. She's got some. Wanting to get rid of credit card debt, getting sick when kids go back to school, need a piece of chocolate for every meal, sleep. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to take a few of these and let's just do some examples. And if somebody wants to try it out, you let me know if you've got an example of what kind of bait we could put on the hook to throw out. But so for example, sleep, I've done one with sleep before, and it was before we had our gummies. And now I probably would put the gummy in there. You could just do the gummy in your hand. So again, I'm not going to have the bottle that says Plexus. I'm going to have just the gummy in my hand. So somebody's going to have to ask me, right, what it is. They're not going to know that it's Plexus Sleep. I mean, if they know me, they're probably going to go and look anyway. But especially those people who are newer, if you can create some of that curiosity where somebody's going to be like, tell me about that. And even 8.5 years in, you guys, if I just put something in my hand and show it and put a quick little post, people are asking me, what is that? I'm thinking, seriously, have you not watched one post I've done in the last 8.5 years? But that's okay. I'm glad you asked. I would actually, for the sleep, I'm going to put 4 Probio5 in my hand. I'm going to put 2 Mega X in my hand, and I'm going to put 1 sleep. And I'm going to take a picture of my hand with the stuff in it. And all my caption is going to be, again, super simple. Something like magical sleeping potion. There are so many people who post about their insomnia, who post about, waking up at 3 a.m. Okay, part of insomnia, but you get the idea. There are so many people who talk about not being able to fall asleep, all those things. And here I'm just showing them a handful of things that I take at night that literally, I could also put, do you want your head to hit the pillow? And do you want to fall asleep within 3 minutes of that? Because I kid you not, that is me. Ask Rob. He knows. As soon as I take this, lights out. Okay, so anyone have an idea? I have one for Megan said problems to solve wanting to get rid of credit card debt. I did that one. It's true. Benicia's, better than, well, I actually fall asleep mid-sentence sometimes. I thought you were talking about me because I did that one time. Okay, credit card debt. I'm going to share one more example and then we're going to get to work. I wasn't, she is talking about me. Okay. Wanting to get rid of credit card debt. Mine wasn't credit card debt that I was talking about, but mine, we were paying cash payments for my daughter's college. So every month we were paying $748. Don't ask me how we did it. I have no idea, but we did it and we were paying those payments every month. Obviously, when I say I have no idea, my Plexus income was allowing me to pay that off. And so super thankful, right? But what I meant to say was we didn't have a plan for that. We did not have a plan, and we figured we were going to be in all kinds of student loan debt. So mine wasn't credit card debt, but it was student loans, and really thinking I was going to need to do that. So I did a post where I took a picture of my online bank statement that showed the payment to the college. I just cropped it around only that, so nobody's seen all of my banking information or all of my other transactions, just this one. And I did a quick post about how we had no plan. Because do you think that there are people who have the problem that they have no plan for college? They have no plan for how to pay for a wedding. They have no plan for unexpected emergencies. They have no plan, right? All of these things. We had no plan. Zero. But I showed how we had made a $758 payment every month. And I think my post was like, we just made the final payment for Anna's this year of college in cash without having a plan. I'm so glad we found one. Okay, now people who have that issue of, oh my gosh, I have my kids' sports stuff coming up, travel, this, that, or the other thing. But I have no plan. Well, guess what? Stacey just said she didn't have a plan. And look she made a $750 some payment every single month for an entire year. I need to ask her a question. So does that help to kind of think through? Plus, can I tell you, it also gives you a lot of subject matter. Because when you do one post that you are, listing everything, what do you post the next day? And then really it's just sharing your story, and it's not solving problems. It's not hitting everyone's pain points. Sure, your story is going to hit some pain points for some people, but it's not going to hit everybody. There were a lot of migraines, and Donna just asked, will you do migraines? Certainly. I did deal with migraines, but I will tell you the one that I've shared quite a bit. My friend Bernita, and many of you know her, she's not on here, but migraines was a huge thing for her. I will a lot of times share her picture, and we can ask Bernita to do this for us I will happily ask her, but she holds up a piece of paper, or she puts it on like her calculator and has the number. And basically it's how many, take a guess. Let's play a guessing game. What do you think this number represents? And you can do this, you guys, with anything. I've done it with the number of days that I haven't had a sip of pop. She does it often when I do that, or vice versa with migraines. So people are guessing what they think it might be. Like, whoa, check out my friend Bernita. Look at this large number. What do you think that is representing? And so for her, it is the number of days since she has had a migraine. And it's probably closing in on 3,000 days at this point. It's crazy. And so again, when you can demonstrate something like that, people take notice. I'm a migraine sufferer. What do you mean, right? That it's migraines? Because then I won't just put the answer in the comments. I'll put it there, but I'll also do a post about it too. That says, for those of you that played my guessing game, I want you to all see that this represents the number of days that my friend Bernita has been migraine free. What a huge blessing. I know what she did. I'd love to share it with you. I say nothing about Plexus. I think Tayva had jumped off. Someone was gonna ask her a question. We can ask her though. But you have something in your own story too, that you've had a number of days that you haven't had something that you have dealt with or that you have. And can I show you a super easy trick? You ready? How many days is it from January 18th, 2016? 3,172 days. I don't even have to like add it up on my calendar because if I had to do that, I wouldn't do it. So just ask Siri how long it has been since whatever date. It'll give you the number of days. All right. So you guys have a lot of different things you've put up here. And so we're going to do a couple of things for our work time together. We are going to practice a post like that, but before you do a post, I want you to warm up the algorithm, because if you haven't been on all day, it's always good to, warm it up before you go on and do a post, because more people are going to see it then. So the first thing that I want you to do, super simple, is will you just go, if you haven't yet, do the happy birthday messages. Do you know how to find that? If anyone doesn't, let me know and I'm happy to help you, but I'll give a couple of minutes right now for you to go and wish anyone that you have not already wished a happy birthday. If you've done that, which I already have today, and I'll put this in here so that you can see it, but you can also comment on 3 to 5 posts of, I would suggest, not Plexus friends. Because again, that's going to help people who you want to see your Plexus post, see your Plexus post if you're commenting on theirs. So 2 things right now. We'll take a few minutes to do this. I'm putting it in the chat just so you remember. Okay, Erin, wait 1 second. So I want to say this before more people jump off, because I totally forgot to say it earlier. So guess what? You guys win because you stayed on the longest. Are you ready for a little incentive that we're going to do for next week? Totally on the fly. But we are going to do a drawing for a $25 gift card next week for anyone who brings 2 on this call. So hold on, I took a picture earlier, but now you guys are the only ones that get to hear about this. Okay, anyone on this call who stayed around, because I forgot to tell you, now you win. We're gonna do a drawing for anyone that has 2 friends, team members, potentials, team members, potentials. Do you see where I'm going here? any combination of the two. If you have at least 2 people on, you get, oh, you know what? No. We're going to make it even better. For every 2 people you have on, this is why it's good to fly by the seat of your pants. For every 2 people you have on, you're going to get an entry into the drawing for the $25 gift card. Probably Amazon, maybe something more exciting. I have a week to think about it. But we want to grow these calls. This is our community connection call. It's once a week. We're sharing incredible testimonies. We're sharing products. If people want to stay on, we're going to be sharing training and then doing the work with me. So we want to continue to grow these each week, larger and larger and larger. So I'm throwing out an incentive for you. Every 2 people, friends that you bring, then you get a drawing. So you'll just have to message me privately how many people you have that actually show up, and I want their names. Don't try to claim someone else's person. So know who you invited. And then you'll be in a drawing for $25. Yay! Okay. Thanks for staying on. And while I'm talking, I'm going to give you your last job. And then I'm going to be quiet for the rest of the time, and we just get to work. So happy birthday messages, comment on 3 to 5 friends that are non-Plexus friends, more than a 1-word comment. So you're warming up your algorithm. And then I want you to do a post that is focused, that is like what we talked about. If you need help, you can unmute and let us know, and we can help you. If there's something you really want to do it on and you have no idea what your picture should be, what your wording should be, unmute, let us know. We're happy to help. But those are your 3 main things. And so will you put in the chat once you've decided what your post is going to be about? Because again, I took your picture and I'm going to go and check out your post because I'm super excited to see them. All right, that's your job for the next 15 minutes.